Good day, viewers. I am Chloe Garces.
And I am John Chavez.
Welcome to Play Like a Champ Basketball Tournament by Gordo's Crispy Pata.
And once again, welcome to another recap for our previous games last Friday, July 22. And here are the results.
For our first game last Friday, 15 under, D Basketball defeated Podium Printing with a final score of 83-54 with Patrick Elbeza, who scored 22 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, and 1 steal. What can you say about this game, John?
An intense first game for last Friday as both teams were playing intense basketball, as both teams are also looking for their first win. They exchanged baskets early in the first quarter, but it was D Basketball who came up with a 5-point lead by the end of the first, 20-15, and it was because of their hounding defense that kept Podium Printing from scoring easy baskets. Early in the second quarter, Podium Printing with a 10-2 run and even led by 3 points, and they were able to make this game a back and forth game. So naging palitan lang ng score. But with 3 straight baskets for Russell Custodio and D Basketball's continuous defense, which was one of the key factors for their win all throughout the game, they were able to pull away, ending the first half with an 11-point lead, 40-29. And for the second half, not much of a different story as D Basketball continue on with their momentum as they pull away, extends their lead, and continues playing well on the defensive end. And the other factors for D Basketball, Chloe, was their 22 second chance points, 24 fast break points as they were looking to attack in their transition offense. And with those said, D Basketball had the biggest lead of 32 points at one point in the game, and they were able to maintain that kind of play up until the end, closing the game out with a final score of 83-54. And just like what was mentioned a while ago, it was Patrick Elbeza leading the way for them with 22 points.
That was a good game.
Yes, a good game for D Basketball.
And then for our second game, we have a 13 under. Smart Driving School versus Podium Printing. Smart Driving School defeated Podium Printing with a final score of 67-40 with Vian Riodique, who scored 13 points, 2 rebounds, and 1 assist. What can you say about this game?
And this game was a nice bounce back game from Smart Driving School, as Smart Driving School were looking to bounce back after suffering just a 1-point loss their last game against D Basketball. As mentioned by Coach Dan of Smart Driving School, their preparation was focused mainly on their defense and the stamina of their players. And it looks like their preparation paid off, Chloe, as immediately they were able to go on a 12-0 run early in the first quarter. They were playing intense defense throughout the game, forcing Podium Printing to put up tough shots. Meanwhile, for Smart Driving School, they got 60 points inside the paint. 60 points. So a lot of easy baskets for them, especially with the height advantage when you have players like Avery De La Peña, JC Heda, Carl Serrano, and so on. So and they also got 32 fast break points, as they also had a lot of help from their bench with 51 bench points. And once again, Smart Driving School displaying terrific defense up until the very last possession, finishing the game with a final score of 67-40. Vian Riodique leading the way with 13 points.
Vian's really a good player.
Yeah, he is, even though
Small but terrible.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay.
For our third game, Chloe.
For our third game, we have another 15 under. 10-17 Pete defeated D Basketball with only 3 points, with a final score of 88-85 with Brian Hachuela, who scored 19 points, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists. What can you say about this game, since it was a really close fight?
A close game that no one expected, as from what we saw on the second quarter, nagmukha ng malabo for D Basketball, but it seems like deja vu for them, as they were able to mount up a comeback, but they were unable to they were they came up short, just like the last time around when they were up against Blue Knights. So a close game early in the first quarter as both teams are playing good defense, making it tough for one another to put up easy shots. But later on, nearing the end of the first, the basketball were letting up with their defense and or when you say letting up, kumbaga unti-unting nawala or unti-unting nawala yung kanilang depensa, and because of that 10-17 was able to pull away as they were also able to drain 6 threes already, ending the first 32 to 18, 14-point lead for 10-17. So maaga silang nagpaulan ng tres. And for the second and third quarter, just like what I have mentioned a while ago, nagmukha ng malabo for the basketball as 10-17 carry on with their momentum, their good half-court defense, making it tough for the basketball once again to put up easy shots, which gives them a lot of fast break opportunities, and they even had the biggest lead of the game with 27 points. But the basketball was able to trim down that lead to 15 points after 3 quarters, ending the third with a score of 79-64. Now here's where it gets interesting. Start of the final quarter, the basketball was able to make a 15-3 run, cutting down the lead to only 3 points with a minute and a half remaining in the ball game. As this time they were the ones pushing in their transition offense, but 10-17 were able to hold on to their lead and even got to extend it to 7. But with less than a minute remaining, the basketball refusing to give up as they make 2 3-pointers, each one from Jan Mabaza and Patrick Elbeza. But also in that last minute run, the basketball had to give up fouls in order to stop the time. But that means putting 10-17 in the penalty situation, giving them chances at the free throw line. And with that, with 5 seconds down to the last possession, with 5 seconds remaining, 10-17 had a 3-point lead. Brian Hachuela was at the line with the chance to close the game out, but he misses both his free throws, and the basketball had a chance to tie the ball game. But fortunately for 10-17, they were able to come up with a defensive stop and win the game. And once again, it was Brian Hachuela leading the way for them with 19 points, and he also shot 5 out of 7 3-point field goals. So he was hot in this game as mainit yung kanyang kamay when it comes to shooting the 3 points. And for our fourth game, Miss Chloe.
And for our fourth game, we have 11 under, Blue Knights versus Kawilihan Greeniez with a final score of 64-39. And Lorenzo Puruganan scored 14 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. What can you say about this game since it was our first time watching Kawilihan Greeniez?
First game for the Kawilihan Greeniez, and we hope to see a good matchup. But Blue Knights in the second quarter were able to pull away. But to start off, both teams was playing intense defense as both teams were up and running in their transition with every opportunity they get, and they closed the first quarter with a score of 10-11. So mapapansin mo, dikit lang, 1-point lead for Blue Knights. But by the second quarter, Blue Knights pulled away as once again they were able to impose their will on the defensive end, and as they forced a lot of turnovers, extending the lead to 14 points. And throughout the game, Kawilihan Greeniez were unable to make a comeback as the Blue Knights closed this game out 64-39. They were able to get 14 points off of turnovers. It may be galing sa steal or galing sa defensive rebound and then pushing in the transition. And they also had 20 fast break points, and again with the height advantage they also got 52 points inside the paint, and they also had a lot of help from their bench with 31 bench points. And it was Lorenzo Puruganan leading the way for them with 14 points.
Another Puruganan for the best player. Yeah.
And that sums up our recap for last Friday's game, July 22. And another series of games this coming Friday, July 29, and it makes it more interesting and very entertaining as it is now the semifinals for the age category of 15 under.
For our first game, 15 under, semis, 10:17 p versus T basketball. 15 under, 2:15 p.m., another semis, Podium Printing versus Blue Knights. Then 11 under, 3:30 p.m., Blue Knights versus FBA. 13 under, 4:45 p.m., D basketball versus Podium Printing. And FBA has another game, 11 under, 6 p.m., FBA versus Kawilihan Greeniez.
And once again, another entertaining series of basketball matchups this coming Friday, July 29. Are you excited, Miss Chloe?
Super, because of the semifinals.
Yes, once again, it's the semifinals now for the age category of 15 under.
So we hope to see you all on Friday for our game days.
And once again, this is Play Like a Champ basketball tournament by Cortes Crispy Pata. My name is John Janet Chavez.
And I am Chloe Garces. And we hope to see you all on our game day.
Thank you.